Today I'm around to the most incredible moments that actually happened from Zack the films, from seeing a guy literally bite a snake because the snake bit him, to seeing how flies actually eat our food. And these moments only get more incredible throughout the video.
The tool suctions onto the fake eye before completely plucking
Great way to start, by the way. Great way to start the video.
it out. Then it's wiped clean and polished and pressed back into the socket. You see, years earlier, an infection had destroyed his eye, and doctors couldn't save it. So he worked with an expert to set a real 2-carat diamond in the middle of his new prosthetic eye. And now it catches the light with every blink.
So this is just pure flex. Wow, this is definitely an incredible moment that happened. Because by the way, y'all, these stories that Zack the film says are not fake. Bro's eyes alone is worth more than my whole net worth. Bro be flexing for emergency, yep.
If a squirrel fell from the Empire State Building, you would probably think it would die on impact. But as it falls, its body spreads out and its tail fans wide, giving the air more space to push back up on it as it falls, meaning it could only ever reach about 20 miles per hour.
What?
Which means it would probably survive the fall. Now, if you dropped it all the way up from a plane...
Okay, now why would you do that? Why would you do that?
It could still spread out its body and plop safely to the ground.
Ain't no way I believe that's true, bro. Squirrels are the ones that can skydive without a parachute more than once. Yep, that's actually incredible. Squirrels are built different. They are literally built different, bro.
The slot machine lit up. She froze in shock.
Sorry.
As the screen showed she won over $40 million. She snapped a selfie to celebrate. When she went to collect the money, the casino told her it was a glitch.
What?
Instead of the millions of dollars, they gave her $2 and a steak dinner. Now, she fought it in court, but the rules were clear. Glitch wins don't count. She lost both the case and her $43 million.
Gosh. No, that's actually unfortunate, y'all. Imagine you think you're winning so big, but it was a glitch. The casino almost lost all their money, so they made an investment on the judge. That could be honestly one way I could see it. Bro, I swear, casinos are like, they're shady, bro.
If you sink your teeth into a block of ice and get them really cold, and then you take a sip of hot coffee, could your teeth crack from the heat? Well, your teeth are made of hard outer enamel, built to handle changes in temperature. For it to crack, the cold teeth would have to rapidly be heated up to 700 degrees Fahrenheit. And
wow.
coffee just isn't that hot. But if your teeth already have chips or hidden cracks, that heat could actually split them wide open.
That just sounds so painful. And I believe like this is the kind of pain where like if you actually get pain or some sort of bleeding or whatever through the tooth, you won't die. It's like when torture people, when they pull out your nails, you don't die from your nails getting pulled out. It'll hurt like hell. But like, bro, that sounds painful, man. I could feel the pain from my screen. Exactly. I knew I wasn't the only one.
He sank his teeth.
Now a second in, bro. This is like 0.5 seconds into a Zack the Films video, and this is what we get. All right.
Into the snake and bit it twice. And he
Twice? These are some incredible moments that happened, bro.
He did this immediately after the snake had bit him. You see, locals believe that biting snakes actually returns the venom, pulling it out of your bloodstream and giving it back to the creature. And this snake did die on the spot. The man was rushed to the hospital, given anti-venom, and released the next day. So whether it was the medicine or the myth, this time, both may have worked.
Hey, he survived. I honestly ain't here to judge. If he survived after all that, yo, I might do the same, bro. Bro told his doctors not to cry when he was born. Dude really said, my turn. Exactly, bro. If we go down, then we go down together. Ah, guy.
When the bandits attacked, the
Whoa.
guard would fire his shotgun while the driver kept the horses on track. You see, these coaches were used to transport valuables. And since the trails were full of thieves, a guard would always ride next to the driver with his weapon ready. The buckshot gave the best chance of winning against an ambush, which is why now it's called riding shotgun when you ride in the passenger seat.
Whoa. Wait, that's actually so cool. Whoa, whoa, whoa. After all these years of my lives, people would always say, oh, I got shotgun, let me get shotgun. Now I know the true meaning of shotgun.
The pilot ejected just after takeoff because he thought the engine had failed, but it was actually still running, and the empty plane leveled out
Oh my
and kept
gosh.
flying on autopilot.
Oh my gosh. gosh.
hour, it crossed 5 countries
Oh
before finally running out of fuel. It plummeted out of the sky and straight into a house.
Before we even continue, rip to that person in the house, bro.
Killing a teenage boy
Okay, no, that's sad.
asleep in his bed.
Oh, that's so tragic. No, that's so tragic. Imagine chilling in your bed after a tough day at school, then a jet crossing 5 countries came to just crash your house. The poor boy, bro. Yeah. For every 1 in a million survivor story, there's a 1 in a million death story. Poor boy, man. He had a whole life ahead of him. That's why early deaths are just the worst.
If you grabbed Earth, shoved it into a massive microwave, and powered it on, would it turn into a churning glob of fire and ruin?
No, probably not. But let's see. Let's see.
The microwaves would make every bit of moisture on Earth's surface vibrate, causing the water in the ground to heat up, and the oceans would begin to steam as the water on top boiled away. But these waves could only reach a few inches down, and that's because microwaves aren't strong enough to pass through solid rock or deep layers of water, meaning only the thin outer shell would actually bake.
Gotta love Zack films for his infinite content glitch, bro. Literally take any if scenario and boom, that's a video idea. Zack can be so random, but at least he's not traumatizing us in this video. See, that's all. I knew it, bro. I know I'm not the only one where we see Zack films traumatizing us, because he be very gory sometimes.
If an anteater stuck its
Not even a second to this video, and we have the craziest if scenario.
tongue through your mouth and into your stomach, could it remove the food you ate with its tongue? Well, their tongues can reach up to 2 feet, which is technically long enough to get to your stomach, but it would have to get past some tough twists and barriers inside the body first. After that, as it scraped for food, its quick flicking motion could tear up the delicate tissues inside, and when it pulled back its tongue to eat, it would drag up stomach acid with it, burning your throat and possibly drowning you in your own blood.
This is what I'm talking about. What the frick did I just watch? I don't think anyone else was watching this except you, Zack. You want me to animate what? That's what I'm saying, bro.
A shark swallowed a severed arm before it was eaten.
Dude, I ain't gonna lie, out of the countless Zack films binge sessions I had, bro, we had like some crazy interesting stories, man. These are definitely the most incredible moments that happen, man.
By a different shark. And then later, at the aquarium, that shark puked up the arm, which had tattoos. But police noticed the arm wasn't bitten off by the shark because the edge was clean, not shredded, meaning someone had used a knife to chop it off. So they matched one tattoo to a criminal who had recently vanished, leading them to their suspect, a man he was trying to blackmail. He agreed to talk, but before the trial, he was shot dead in his car. The case was closed, and to this day, no one knows what happened.
Whoa, that's so creepy. No, that's actually so creepy. What the heck? That's what a plot twist. That shark was like, nah, I'm not keeping this secret anymore. That shark knew something everybody didn't.
The teeth grab the stalk, pulling inside as it spins. Then metal plates clamp the stalks tight, while snapping rolls twist below, ripping the ears of corn completely off. They ride up a chain conveyor, where an auger feeds them into the machine. Inside, spinning drums strip away the husks, and the bare cobs and stalks are thrown out the back, while the kernels are carried upward into the grain tank. And once it's full, an auger swings out, pouring a river of corn into the waiting trailer.
Holy efficiency, yo. That is so efficient. What the heck, yo? I thought my life was tough until I took a look at the corn suffering. Yeah.
The twins were about to be executed.
Oh, please don't kill me, please.
But the king suddenly stopped it. You see, the king hated coffee and was convinced the drink was poison. He even banned it in his kingdom. So instead of killing them, he made one of the twins drink 3 pots of coffee every day, while the other one drank 3 pots of tea. 2 doctors watched them for years, expecting the coffee drinker to die in early death. As time passed, both doctors eventually died, and the king was assassinated. Finally, the twin who drank the tea died first, leaving the coffee drinker as the only survivor of the experiment. And years later, the ban on coffee was lifted.
That's very interesting. I'm gonna lie, that's just interesting. That's just interesting. I have no words for that. The fact that they even outlived the doctor is absolutely insane, bro. Coffee might be a superpower.
Dropped his wallet, and his cow ate it.
Hey!
He killed it.
Are you serious right now?
Then cut out its stomach and sent the entire thing to the government. You see, this government agency deals with damaged money. So if you hide your cash in the oven, then forget about it and turn it on, you can send it in. Forensic workers will carefully sort through the burnt banknotes, piecing together the remains like a puzzle. And if they can find more than half of a bill, they'll pay you back for it. So when he sent in the cow's stomach, they cut it open, pulled out the half-digested money, and sent him a check for $600.
I mean, you do you. Bro, that cow is probably worth more than the wallet. Yeah, a lot more. Cow meat is like pretty insane, bro. Yeah, ribeye, tenderloin, whatever. All those cow meats parts, oh, they go for a lot, man. The cow explained why beef is so expensive nowadays.
If you built a Lego wall to try and save you from a grenade, it would blow it to pieces and still kill you. But if you laid down 2x4 Lego bricks lengthwise and topped them with a layer facing the other way, you would get the perfect base. And if you repeated this 125 more times, upwards and outwards, you would end up with a 6.5-foot thick barricade with over 2 million bricks. Now, the blast would still rip through the Legos and send melted plastic flying everywhere, but it would absorb just enough force to save your life.
Somebody's gotta test this, bro. Someone has actually gotta test. That's crazy. This is why I always carry 2 million Lego bricks around me, bro. Bro, Lego creators on YouTube should try this.
He pressed a suction cup against the glass of Trump Tower, and it stuck. One after another, he planted them and began climbing using straps as footholds. And when police noticed, they cut into vents to try to stop him. They even dangled on a window washer rig, but they couldn't reach the climber. Crowds watched from the street, cheering as he dodged the police, but when he reached the 21st floor, the window above him was suddenly removed. Police yanked him inside, and when they asked why he did it, he said he just wanted a meeting with Donald Trump.
That's interesting. Suction cup man, literally, bro.
If you dump a giant ice cube in a volcano, could you stop an eruption? Well, a single volcano releases millions of tons of lava, which burns at over 2,000
Holy
degrees.
guacamole.
To cool it instantly, you would need to freeze Lake Michigan, rip it out of the ground, and throw it in.
Sorry, I'm dirty-minded.
The volcano. But instead of stopping the eruption, the ice would just vaporize on contact.
What?
This would expand rapidly, building
Oh
pressure
my
inside the
gosh.
volcano, and violent explosions would blast out superheated steam and molten rocks for miles, causing more damage than the eruption itself.
Yo. Note to self: do not get ice the size of Lake Michigan to go down a volcano, y'all. Note to y'all: don't do that, y'all. To freeze it, you need Lake Michigan. Oh, but hey, how that actually wouldn't stop it? Yeah. Most calm Zack Films video. Are we not talking about this shit with the ice, bro?
They wheeled him in to harvest his organs, but he started to move. You see, they said he was brain dead after an overdose and prepped him for organ donation. But he started moaning, and tears rolled down his cheeks. Now, some doctors refused to go through with it, but the organ team allegedly still wanted to continue. In the end, the surgery was called off, and the man thankfully survived.
Whoa. Well, that's really cool. Whoa. That's kind of like, like a whoa moment. I question why his organs would have been considered if he OD, let alone the fact they persisted when he clearly showed signs of life. Yeah, bro. That's pretty terrifying in first person. Yeah, actually thinking about it, like, I'm glad he survived, but man, like, that's just, wow, that's so scary, bro. Like, the doctors really just, oh, it's not that fault. It's the organ team. Man, screw that organ team, bro. What the?
When a fly lands on your food, most people think it just starts eating it. But flies actually can't chew like humans. So instead, they sort of puke up a special type of saliva right onto your meal. This saliva contains digestive enzymes that break down your food into a slurpable liquid. The fly then uses its proboscis to suck it up like a smoothie, which is how they consume your food.
And there you guys have it, the most incredible moments that happen. I can't believe I just saw this. This. When I see a fly on the food, I'm smashing it with all my might because that is the fouling disgust. You guys want to see more content like this? Click here.